What's up, everybody? I just got back from a shoot. Also, I noticed when I was on my way that I pack a lot of stuff. I take a lot of stuff with me. I also get asked a lot, what kind of gear do I use? So we're gonna play a little game. It's called What's in My Camera Bag? You ready? Let's go. All right, to give you guys a little backstory to set the stage a little bit, give you that hypnosis. Anyways, to give you guys that full backstory of why I take what I take, you gotta remember one thing. I don't really hire anybody to do my work for me. Everything I take, I pack, I carry. So that pretty much sets like the whole what I'm going to take on these shoots. Now for one, I make sure what I take is important to what it is for shooting. Now it can be a variety of things versus, if I'm doing a boudoir, shooting some landscapes, taking some portraits or anything like that, it really is going to ultimately depend on what lens I'm going to use the most and make sure all my gear is packed, what kind of gear I'm bringing. Most of the time though, I kind of just take what I want to use or what I think I'm going to use that day. And everything I take fits or on my bag. So let's start with the bag. This is an Endurex backpack, camera backpack that I got from Amazon. Seemed pretty good, seemed fairly priced. I think I bought it for like $40, $50. I love it, it's great. It's waterproof, the reviews on it were good. It's very sturdy. I've probably thrown this with my camera gear, which I probably shouldn't, in my car several times. I've taken sharp turns, I've done all everything you can to make sure to test some type of normal endurance with the bag, and it has held up. I have yet to get it fully wet. It's water resistant, I'm going to say, not waterproof, mainly because there's still fabric there, so there's still some things can probably get wet, so I'd rather not. But yeah, that's my bag. Everything fits in my bag and I love it. So if you may have noticed or may have not noticed, probably noticed by now, for those of you watching likely know me, I have two cameras. One is the Canon M50, which is definitely something that I've been using for a very long time, and it is probably one of my favorite cameras. It's one of my only two cameras actually, but it is a good camera to have. I loved it from the moment I got it. Haven't really stopped using it, and it's it's a great vlogging camera, which is the one reason why I got it. I was between this and a G7X, and I was like, let's go with the M50. It's a lot better, shoots in 4K, does really well. I like it. Here it is again, in case you haven't seen it. Boom, boom, and yeah, one of my favorite cameras to have. One of my favorite cameras that I'm glad I have. So, yeah. Up next, we have the Canon 90D camera. Now, this is a great entry-level DSLR, which is the main reason why I got it. As I started noticing that, photography was definitely going to be my thing, I wanted to make sure that I had, a DSLR that was going to go ahead and be top, and this became that. This becomes my main camera when I'm out doing photography. So if I'm out, I have appointments that I'm getting to, taking photos of people or just going out and doing some landscapes, this is my main camera that I'm using. And the M50 has become my vlogging camera, my on-the-go camera, my backup. And so yeah, I've tried vlogging on this one. It's actually pretty easy to vlog. It's not that heavy. I mean, in comparison to the M50, it's pretty heavy, but I mean, this works really well. So I like it, it's great. All right, next up we have our lenses. You guys tell I like Canon. Now we have kit lenses. The Canon M50 has one. It's pretty good kit lens to have. It's not the best or low light setting type of kit lens, but I mean, for what you're getting with the camera and its capabilities along with the lens, it works really well. I've had no problems with it. Some people might be too quick to judge and harsh depending on what you're using the camera for, but for me, I like it. As well as, the kit lens for the 90D. It's actually a pretty powerful wide lens, and it's really good. I love it. Up next, we have the Nifty 50, the Canon 50mm lens. This is definitely a good lens to have. I love it. I use it for portraits. You can pretty much use it for a wide range of things. However, it works its best when it's portraits, especially because it creates that bokeh background blur. Bokeh. It creates that background blur and you're able to use it very well. I love it for portraits. It works really well. The downside of this is like when you do put it on a Canon M50 or any type of other EF lenses that you're using for your mirrorless camera, you have to use an adapter. Okay, this one is a COM-LITE adapter. It works really well and I've had no problems with it either, but you know, it's good. It's a good lens to have. You definitely need the adapter if you're gonna go from an M mount to an EF lens. If you guys wanna know more about that, I'll let you know. But I mean, this is pretty much what we're getting through is the lens that we use. Sounded like I dropped that, I didn't, okay? I skewed over the lens hood. All right, next we have is the 18-55mm lens. Once again, Canon represented. This lens is actually really good, good wide angle lens, but not too wide. It has a really good focal length. It has a short focal length, but which is why it's really good for the wide angles that you're getting. This is definitely a good lens to have. Also for portraits, vlogging. I've used it for vlogging. I really like it. I've used it for film also. Definitely have had no complaints. 18-55mm is probably not so popular now. It is very common, but it's not very popular. You're not gonna see a lot of guys use these, but I like it and it works well. I got this, you know, super cheap. My lenses, besides my, you know, kit lenses and my 50mm, they're used and they've been in perfect working condition. I did buy one that didn't work so well. You're gonna have those. You're gonna have those things where just you didn't buy the good lens. Next up we have is the telephoto lens, the 55-250mm lens equipped with lens hood. Now 55 to 250mm lens is definitely great for, you know, wildlife photography and all that such. I've used it to shoot the moon. I've used it to shoot from afar. I went through this whole phase where all I did was use my telephoto lens for everything. I mean, it shot from 55 to 250, which is, you know, you can shoot a lot of things from there. And it's really great. I've noticed, I did find out that you can use 55 to 100 for portraits, but again, it all depends on, like, you know, how much depth you're having or how much, you know, space there is. Like in a small, you know, bedroom, if you're shooting like a portrait or a boudoir that I do, it's definitely not ideal for it. So yeah. But I mean, it's really good for sports, wildlife, and as well as those far shots. So you just, and then, so those are the lenses. Next up, we have accessories. Now, being that I do YouTube sometimes, I know, I've been really bad about it, but I've been trying to get back into it. It just gets hard sometimes. You just get busy. Being that we make videos and such, you want something to record. Microphone. Microphone is definitely a good thing to have, especially, you know, if we're gonna start, I'm gonna try and start filming my photo shoots, like behind the scenes type of thing, but it's really difficult to do both when you're on your own. But the microphone is definitely something that I make sure that I have just in case, you know, if I'm at the gym or filming something, or if I'm on the go and I just, you know, want to film something, bam, mic's right there, plugs into the camera, don't have to worry about batteries. So yeah. Next up, we have the aperture light. So this light is actually really good. I've used it a few times while doing some photos. That's what it is. It's an aperture light. It does come with some color cards that you do put over the light, and once you do, they tend to shine through. I have all of them stacked here. It's a nice little stack, and yeah, you put them over, it changes the lighting and such. Really good to get those, you know, really cool effects in if you're shooting or if you're even taking a photo. I've done it. If you guys haven't seen my little Star Wars themed Instagram portrait, it was like a selfie or whatever. Go ahead, take a look at that. Next up we have is the GorillaPod. GorillaPod is definitely useful, especially if you're vlogging or even if you just need to set up the camera for, you know, those nice quick little one shots, or if you want to put, like, you know, get a low angle, boom. Set the camera on top, go ahead, screw it on, set it on top. Cool thing about this aperture light is that you can also screw it on there. Pretty nifty, isn't it? Woo. So yeah, that's the GorillaPod. Again, very handy, especially if you're vlogging. It also comes with, you know, the phone mount. Use it, mount your phone up, you know, want to make a TikTok video, or take a really cool selfie with it. I like it. I haven't used the phone mount. Haven't really need to, because I don't really vlog with my phone often, or I don't really use my phone for such. If I have my camera, you know, chances are I'm gonna use my camera rather than the phone. So yeah, if it's a quick shot, then yeah, I'll take my phone. If I'm Snapchatting somebody, you know, I'll use my phone. And next up we have, strap, a little camera strap. This works really well. I love it. Everything I buy works really well. I have no complaints. Mainly, this thing has been a lifesaver. It's been great. If I can screw it on. There we go. This thing is great because one, you just take it and you just, you know, put your camera at your side, go fix something, pull it out, there you go. Works fine. I love this thing. It's really cool. I love this strap. Works good. Should probably stop saying that about everything I have. Everything works good, okay? Everything works good. You're probably gonna hear me say it a million times. But yeah, this is a really cool strap. It was pretty cheap. It was like $12. I got it at Target. I almost didn't buy it. I was like, I'm never gonna need that. I use it all the time now. Next item on the list is ND filters. So these ND filters each are for different types of lenses that I have. We have the 49mm ND filter lens, which is used for the Canon kit lens, the 15 to 45mm, and then we also use it for the M50, which is also a 49mm lens. I know what most people are thinking, okay? You just said 15 to 55mm. How does a 49mm lens or ND filter fit on a lens? Because what it measures, the zoom lens measures, is 15 to 45mm. However, your lens size is going to be 49mm. That's the difference between, you know, the kit lens millimeter and the size of the lens millimeter. And then you have the 52mm ND filter, which works on the telephoto 55 to 250 and the 18 to 55mm lenses. So that works good. It's always good to have that. I bought that specifically for the telephoto lens because when you're outside and you're trying to take a picture of a duck, it's really hard to take a picture of a duck if it's really sunny. So the ND filters, remember, they block sunlight, they stop light from getting in, and they work really well, especially if you're taking video outside. And these are variable ND filters, and I actually will show you on the 67mm lens. This one is strictly only for the 90D, mainly because it only fits that. It's the only lens that I have that's 67mm. But if you guys see this right here, I don't know if the camera can focus on that, but as you move it, boom, and then these become darker as you move them. See? You get your min, and it goes to your max. Max. Min, max, min, max. So yeah, these are really cool. They're really handy to use. Now, a lot of photographers don't really say to use an ND filter. I like having them mainly because I also vlog with my cameras, and depending on which camera I use is going to determine which ND filter I'm going to use. Simple. Next item we're going to look at is going to be the card holder. This is for your SD cards. Now, I highly recommend that you buy a card holder of some sort, whether it can be the little plastic ones that they come in, or just even, you know, this one I got at Best Buy for like, I think $10 or something like that. But they work really well. I love them mainly because they hold your cards, okay? They can hold micro SD cards, they can hold SD cards, and they can hold the big SD cards that the other cameras, I forgot which those ones are called. It works really good. That's why, you know, you should probably get one. They save your cards. Also, they protect it. This is also waterproof. So it's waterproof for about like, I think 20 feet. And then, yeah. Now, being a photographer, I tend to figure out, most people try to figure out how to pay me. Well, that's why I have this. You see it? Yeah. There you go. That is a lifesaver, especially because, you know, you're on the go, you can accept cards. If you're just a beginning photographer like myself, you know, you might not have you know, the whole setup for a Venmo or Cash App or PayPal or whatever, and people just like, oh, I don't have those types of accounts. I've encountered that, so that works really well. I recommend it just in case you need it. This one is free if you sign up for, you know, Square, so make sure that, you know, you have some sort of form of payment just so you get paid for the work you've done. Also, we have batteries. Batteries are a lifesaver. Extra batteries. These are for my Canon M50. I have more batteries coming for the 90D. It's always good to have extra batteries because you might have forgotten to charge some and you might have just, you know, forgot to pack some or whatever, but always carry extra batteries, which is why I purchased some for my 90D, and yeah, waiting for those to come in. Batteries are a necessity, just so we're aware. They're very good. We work with things that require batteries, so why not? Anyways, enough of my TED talk. Next item that we have, I picked this up mainly after I was watching, you guys ever seen that documentary with Alex Honnold, where he, you know, it's called Free Solo. It's where he goes ahead and climbs El Cap, Free Solo. If you guys don't know what that is, it's without using gear, okay? He's not using anything. Daisy just walked in and almost knocked over the light, and I was literally trying not to lose character. But yes, this little number, look at that, it's a little brush. Got a little brush on it. It's got a little, you reveal this, it cleans the lens for you. Boom. This is a good buy. I like it. Honestly, I think I overuse this thing a lot. It's really good. It's good to, I like to keep my stuff neat and tidy. So what better way to do that than have a lens pen? Sometimes, you know, yes, I can use a cloth, but you know, sometimes a cloth doesn't always can get like all the, like, you know, the gunk and stuff. I use my cameras in the gym, so we have chalk everywhere. So you want to get that chalk off, you just take the little brush, brush it. Probably shouldn't have done that. All right, and then the last item we have is, of course, a little booklet that we have that shows us, you know, all of our stuff that we're going to do. You know, you have interview questionnaires, you have business card profiles, stuff that you're supposed to shoot. Make sure you have some sort of plan. That way it's easier to go ahead and plan things out. That way it's easier, so when you get to your shot, you can go ahead and just start. Like, oh, keynotes, like we'll do, remember the unboxing video? Here it is. Purchases, lights, unbox and set up everything, vlog with the new setup, tripod, GoPro and D-filter, test tripod, film GoPro footage, walk in sunlight. That one we didn't do. We just unboxed everything, so yeah. There we go, that's it. That's everything. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff, isn't it? It all fits in my bag. So yeah. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you.